Are you sure, Kyle?
I don't know.
You're
We're gonna find out. Take two. Oh. All right. Take two. Let's try this again.
I love that. I'm not xenophobic. It's only a phobia if it's irrational. This is completely rational.
Episode 39 2.0. It's like our last episode's in two parts. Because of stuff breaking. I might have to get my setup looked at. I don't know, man.
That's not good.
Oh, because it keeps blinking.
it just decides to just stop working. Okay. Well, we'll try this again. Welcome everybody to the Art of Lore show. Got over being sick. That was fun.
Yeah, thanks, Kyle.
And then Alan got sick. That was fun.
You got the entire family sick.
Yeah, that I did.
Played for a lot of fun.
But we're back now. We didn't make the last Monday, but we're here this Monday. And while everything's still working, I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the main camera that I'm going to have to fix because I had to reset. So that means I have to fix the camera. It was set, and then everything broke.
Here we go again.
Go out,
Repeat, where's the repeat?
milk Bessie. Go get the bowl. We're gonna go out there. We're gonna lay down some corn and some wheat. We're gonna wait for that to go. We're gonna get the old harvester. Gonna hook it up to the good old Jebediah, the good old donkey there. Go on and get that harvester going. And all of a sudden, this man in a goddamn spaceship come and put a goddamn laser gun in my hand. I'm out here shooting gigantic spiders the size of goddamn cattle. Whoa, shit, go. Yeah, I can see how you'd go nuts.
I love that one.
Shooting space.
And there's the chord, I would scream it, but I'm still getting my voice back.
Good old Nurgle. Give you
That's
that good
the
old
panic.
lovin'.
Yes, Cicero, the panic button.
It's pretty good panic button.
That was that poor Garsman. It's completely rational.
Oh, yeah, I suppose being xenophobic is rational when you're fighting gigantic space spiders the size of cattle.
Just a little bit. So,
now I see Bob's here.
I've been here.
Well, I wouldn't know because apparently you must have broke my setup then.
hey, bro,
Sorry,
he popped up when you blinked.
I had to tear a hole through the warp. My bad, Necron.
Full of
Trey's in,
Magnus.
as Cicero said, Trey's in through some Eldar that escaped the Tesseract. Oh man, it would help if I could fucking talk. With a little I can
It's
talk.
Overrated. Just a lore show where you're supposed to discuss lore about things. Who needs to talk? So,
My
Bob,
sense
did
of battle-
Nurgle get you yet?
Nope.
Not yet.
Give it time.
So my sisters of battle leveled up in xenophobics after some Eldars stomped them to the ground.
Oh.
Poor sisters. Fucking Eldar. Space knife ear bastards.
Fucking knife ears.
Alright, Bob, so what's the
Knife
quote
ears.
today?
The quote of the day. Nerds.
Is it just nerds?
Nerds. Can you guess who said it? Kyle?
Coda's here?
Not just me. Quoteth the Primarch Lehman Russ when anytime he speaks of Magnus.
That sounds about right.
So like how Magnus always calls him a fucking furry. Yes, those some like all of us. We're all nerds.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the good old times.
I got timestamp this.
Yeah, timestamp.
Yeah.
So today we will be speaking of Magnus's brood, the mighty 1,000 sons of Prospero.
Oh, it's the wizard boys.
Yep, the wizards.
Ah, the ones afraid of the vacuum.
The cat litter.
Cat litter?
I read about them, the more it turned out that their whole existence was just cursed from the very beginning.
Those are the original
Before fast.
Lamenters.
Oh fuck yeah! Like they got the shit stick the whole damn time.
So they really didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, they did nothing wrong.
Yeah, I don't really know much about Magnus or anything. I just always know the one thing is about him doing it wrong, and Magnus did nothing wrong, and the memes and all that fun stuff.
Yeah,
we'll
Cicero. Hashtag Magnus did nothing wrong.
We'll get into what Magnus did and did not do. But first, we'll start as we always do, at the beginning of the Legion. When they never really participated much with their unification. When they were first, their first aspirates were being implanted with the gene seed, Warpstorms research within Sol.
Wait, so like when they were just becoming like Space Marines?
Yeah, when their gene seed was first... Here, I'll bring up the exact quote. Their gene seed was first deprived from samples of the psychically gifted DNA of Magnus. Then implanted the first gene sons... Excuse me. The first 1,000 sons of Astartes and the gene laboratories of Luna during a brief resurgence of Warpstorms within the boundaries of Sol. Some people would have said, no, we're going to wait to do this very dangerous surgery, while the reality itself is saying, fuck this place, I'm out. But, much like Magnus, they did something wrong. This brief surge of warp activity basically caused psychotic episodes throughout all of the worlds. Mars, Sol, everywhere. Spontaneous breakouts of violence, yada yada bing bam boom. But they believe it did not have any additional mutational effects on the gene seed. I would have said that was wrong. But who am I? I am a lowly counterseer, not a geneticist. Or a gene smith, whatever the fuck they like to call themselves these days. So,
it's Gene Smiths.
And here we are. And even Magnus later quoted on saying this was a bad omen. This bro to eat.
Believes in omens and all that, huh?
Oh, Magnus is a very, very spiritualist person. Not like Logar, fuck him.
I'll get into this.
But Magnus actually used the warp. And many of his sons came from the area that now exists from the first Persian Empire area, the Asamid. Or hang on, if anybody would like to pronounce that, be my guest. I think it's pronounced this way.
The three of you in a room with a bad omen.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I mean, us in one room with Trajan somewhere hiding is bad. Achaemenid Empire.
It's Achaemenid.
Achaemenid.
What he
Achaemenid.
said.
Yeah, it's Achaemenid. Achaemenid
You
Empire.
see, normally this is where I'd crack a joke, but I know I'd get that bad hammer very quickly. But so we're gonna move on.
The
part of
bad
the world
hammer.
The part of the world that's currently blowing itself up. Anyway, that had existed on Terra during the rule of the Emperor for nearly a standard century. They weren't really, how do I say this? They didn't really participate in unification. They were just getting their start when the Emperor was finishing up this bullshit.
So they were like
But-
near the end of it.
Oh yeah, the Thousand Sons. Also, most of their warriors, if not all of them, gained some form of psychic premonition, a psychic ability. Almost like they're basically space Jedi. They get the little bit of a farsight. Like, oh shit, enemy attack. And amongst these first recruits were two people that are very important to the Legion's history. Twins, in fact. Azek Aleman and Azimund Aleman.
Aleman.
Once had been raised to full Legion strength, the Emperor sent them to gain experience through suppression of few remaining pockets of techno-barbarian resistance. This is after unification because some people don't know when to give it up, so the Emperor's quote, and I quote, a very beloved quote of the commissariat, the beatings will continue until morale improves. So the Emperor sent Space Marines to deal with a bunch of fucking backwater people going, I'm not paying taxes!
That's like one of your favorite lines, I swear to God.
It's true, though. Ahmed the Secretary. Cicero, I fucking love you. Anyway. And so, after stopping out the few little nuisances left on Terra, they were sent out into the Great Crusade. Meanwhile, their dear daddy was thrown through the warp. His skin got a nice splash of strawberry flavoring. And he crash landed on a fucking desolate world.
So he's been like red this whole time. I just not just like I see pictures
this
of
is
it.
the warp. Yeah, this is the warp shenanigan.
I always thought like he didn't turn red until he like went with Zeech.
Nope, he was always Magnus the Red.
He was just red. Okay, he was always just red colored. That was normal. Okay.
No, that was warp.
Well, his other thing is Magnus the One-Eyed.
You're goddamn right, Kiefer. You're goddamn right. Fuck around, find out.
Or hippity hoppity, get off my property. I hear that one a lot. Is it gonna have a bunch of Bob quotes? I timestamped the one. We're gonna get a Bob quote that's gonna be playable.
Fuck around and
I
find out.
timestamped it.
Loads bolt gun with wrathful intent. But anyway, back to poor Magnus, Magni Magic. He crash landed on a world named Prospero. Basically, a dark planet that was chosen by its original inhabitants because most of them were psychers and mutants. They basically chose this backwater fuck place for its pure reason of being far away from Terra.
So
And Magnus crashed here.
So they wanted to be far away from Terra.
Yep, and the old human empire. Because all of them were psychers who lived on this poor desert world.
Is that also why they're Egyptian?
No, they actually didn't believe. Believe it or not, they actually understood that things in the warp that try to whisper back evil deals to you aren't creatures that should be trusted.
Who would have thunk?
They understood the Fey logic of, hey, may I have your name? Fuck off.
You mean there was common sense?
Yes.
Wow.
They understood that don't fuck around and you won't have to find out.
There's some things they know that there's some things you should be ignorant to.
Yes, actually, in fact. The fact that these psychers were able to even live on a world which actually had something to do, had a fun little species to deal with, that involved, how should I say this? Imagine a wasp the size of a car, Kyle, right?
Oh, wonderful.
And it has psychic powers.
So, can of super raid. Got it.
And this world is the only place in the galaxy they are left in, or were left in.
Magnus the Pink sounds lame.
Also, Keeper, never DM a party with 3 bards. Oh, you loved it.
Don't trust those things for the warp. Why, brother? They want us to buy bitcoins.
They try to sell you NFTs.
Once again, Cicero being the fucking funny one.
Can I offer you a cryptocurrency?
Oh, the galaxy's going to hell and half the legions are in rebellion? Can I offer you some crypto coin in these trying times?
Hey, kid, I know what you need.
You want this picture of a funny monkey in a hat, smoking weed? $1,000.
You'll be the only one to own it. No one else can have it.
The screenshots? Nah. Here's a piece of paper saying that it's yours.
That's not how the internet works. Everybody knows this.
Anyway, about Prospero, or the Dust World at the moment. It had one really major city known as Tesca, the City of Light. Can you see where Magnus gets his pompousness?
The City of Light.
Yes, who the fuck names a city this? It's almost like asking for it to get blown the fuck up. The business, we call this foreshadowing. To quote a very, very funny Highlander, it was a metropolis of white marble, spires reaching into the city. It was situated in the most central of many of the mountains of the planet, aka the only place where this fucking desert got cold. And it was nourished by underground hydroponic space and techno-psychic psychotic collectible arrays. Don't ask me what the fuck that means. AKA, I make power from the warp. Like, this isn't going to end badly. All of its towers are gleaming works of architectural grace defined by soaring obelisks. They're space Egyptians. Get over it. Anyway.
So they got little goddamn pyramids that siphon power out of the warp to turn on their light bulbs.
I wish that was a joke, but it isn't.
To turn on their light bulbs of the City of Lights.
Imhotep. Imhotep.
And this is where Magnus was brought in after he crash landed to the desert. And Magnus was taught the power of the psychic. And by the time he was 3, he had already outmatched every other psychic around the world. While some worlds would have gone, oh, he's a fucking heretic. He landed in the one place in the galaxy where they looked at a bright red child and went, oh, that's okay.
You know, like, imagine if Magnus landed where the lion landed, and the lion landed where Magnus landed.
The lion would be dead. That's not even a diss against the lion. These fucking giant wasps could be only hurt with warp powers.
Yes, but just imagine like if he or maybe not even lion. I mean, someone like who hates psychers. So like if they landed in the psyker place, like
Mortarion.
Boom. Yeah, here you go, Mortarion. Why the fuck am I here? Whee!
This child's red. Get the flamethrower.
Get the flamer. The heavy flamer. Make him redder.
And by the time he had reached adulthood, Magnus had already mastered multiple forms of psychic powers, including one of the Emperor's favorite, known as biomancy. You know all those times when they say the Emperor looks different and all that shit? Mm-hmm. How he's able to disguise himself even though he looks like he's a 12-foot tall giant Native American gentleman?
Yes.
he's able to use his psychic power to change his own flesh.
So it's shape-shifting.
Yes, it's shapeshifting. It's also, by 40k standards, it's called biomancy.
Of course, you got a fancy name for it.
Of course there is. They all speak fucking Latin. Oh, I'm sorry, High Gothic.
It's Latin with a bit of French.
Don't remind me. The language of surrender.
The white flag.
Oh, titty croissant.
Wow, okay, so we're just going full on down this road now.
But we gotta make fun of something, buddy, and I can't make fun of Logar every episode.
Oh, because you make fun of Logar every episode, we're about to get banned.
It's not my fault. Well, they ban us for making fun of the very definition of child or priests touching
Yes.
children.
Yes.
By all means, all it will do is spew in more jokes. The jokes will not stop Twitch. The morale will improve.
The
Causing
morale will improve.
You're pretty much going mandatory fun days in military.
Go ahead, ban us. See how many more jokes get created. This time about how a certain pope and you guys being friends. Anyway,
Let's ignore this. I'll touch this with a 10-foot pole.
back on topic. It is said by legend when the Emperor finally came across Prospero and met with Magnus, they recognized each other immediately. And the fact of the matter is, the reason why Magnus was so late to be found in the Great Crusade, you want to know why?
Aren't
He
the
was
two
talking with the Emperor the whole fucking time.
Well, see, yeah, those two were already talking.
They were basically going, "Are you okay, son? Yeah, Dad, I'm having a fun time at boot camp."
Wait, they were already all like communicating like through the warp and shit?
Yeah, because they're both the most powerful psychers. The Emperor could always sense where his children were because of his own psychic power. Magnus is like one step below the Emperor in power, so it wasn't difficult for the Emps to basically just talk to him.
Okay. Huh.
So he's just pretty much like, yeah, I'm over here learning stuff. You got any tricks? Yeah, do this. Oh, cool, it worked, thanks.
All right, then.
Basically, how do I say this? By this time, the Flesh Change had been doing a horrible fucking poor things. Oh, I forgot to even mention what the hell this was. Okay, we're going to talk about the Flesh Change quickly. So imagine, you know what Chaos Spawn is, right, Kyle?
Yeah.
Now imagine every 1,000 suns slowly turning into one of them.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah, that's the Flesh Change. To the point where this led to bad times about. To the point where, at the time...
To those who don't know what a Chaos Spawn is, you want to explain what it is?
Oh, shameless plug.
Yeah, to those of you who want to know, pretty much look at our Discord.
We don't talk about Erda. We don't. That was a stupid part of the lore they threw in for shits and giggles, Cicero. And I refuse to accept otherwise.
Redacted.
They created a big character, this all-important character, and then they just fucking killed her off screen like a retard. Like jackasses.
Killed her off screen?
Yes. By Erebus of all people. Just off screen, dead.
Oh, your favorite guy.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the... calm down, Bob. You got to save that anger for 2 weeks from now. We draw closer to the curse number 17, and it boils my blood. Anyway, 5 years after the Thousand Suns began their portion of the Great Crusade to reunify mankind, then it started to display incredibly powerful psychic abilities, which at first was welcome development for its Astartes as they sought to further emulate the Emperor, because Ents was a stupidly powerful psyker. Ems did not feel the same way. He reluctantly tolerated it because he was very wary of anybody else besides him or the Sigillite using powerful psychic abilities.
AKA, they're gonna summon the fucking gods and kill us all.
I'm slightly concerned with their shenanigans.
Calm down,
Mind you,
Corsair. Spank some cherubs. Set a servitor ablaze. Just calm down.
I'm trying, Cicero. I am. But every time we talk about that, I gotta find a space wolf for some mule. Hang on. Thank you, friend.
Who's Fraba?
Okay. Now I have my big cup of mule. And during this time, actually, you say that, but at the time, anytime there was any sign of warp, not warp issues, the Emperor threw the Thousand Suns at it. Because what's the most effective tool against the demon, Alan?
And someone with psychic powers. A blank.
And yeah, Psychers. What better way to kill the warp than with the warp? And it was during this time, through a particularly long campaign, they started forming the entire squads based around use of sorcerers, or the Liberius. Which, while effective, it actually put them at odds ends with other costly front assault legions, like, say, the Wolves. Because they saw it as dishonorable and cowardly. I would say, at this point, it was good goddamn sense. If I could blow up an artillery shell with my brain powers, why the fuck wouldn't I?
It's not melee, though.
Yes, but it gets you into melee.
Kill fire with fire.
Exactly. Should ask California about that. Maybe for once they'll actually be able to beat a blaze. Anyway, now that I pissed everybody off on the West Coast.
Good old Bob.
Fucking idiots. But anyway, basically, the Legion's joy, which was their psychic gifts, slowly turned to issues. As very quickly a wave of ghastly degenerative mutations began to affect large portions of the Legion. These mutations became known as the Flesh Change, and were very much feared. The spiral degradation of mutation ultimately reduced a proud Thousand Sun into a mindless mutant abomination that would be later recognized as a fucking chaos spawn. The majority of the afflicted were put in stasis by the Legion on the hope that someday they'd be able to find a cure and reverse it. And it soon be able to dwindle the active Astartes in the Legion to dangerous levels. Because a Legion isn't considered combat effective if it's anything less than, say, about 5,000 Marines. Right, Kyle? That a good number for you?
Sure.
Purge them in flame!
Purge them in flame. Oh, excuse me.
Well, by about this time, by the time they managed to reach Prospero after they received word of finding Magnus, there was only 1,000 of them active. Thus, the renaming. And this is also where Magnus gets another nickname. The Cyclops. Can you guess why, Kyle?
I'm going to assume he lost an eye.
He made a deal like an idiot. To stop the flesh change, Magnus made a deal with a warp entity that would be later revealed to as either Zinch or Kairos Fate Weaver. They don't know which. They like to change their minds. Well, that even gets more tragic. At the time, the most veteran sergeant or captain of the Legion, Ozek, right before word of their finding of their Primarch, he had to execute his brother. Because he went batshit and started attacking civilians.
He just went rage mode.
Well, he turned into a goddamn chaos spawn.
Oh,
Shameless plug.
yep, that'll do it.
And he had no choice to save the innocent. He had to murk his own brother. So yeah, that's where they back currently Ozek is at the poor moment. Poor boy.
You said there was the twins, right? So it was the two of them.
Yep, Ozek Araman, who we later know as Aramen, the good old bookworm.
Okay.
And the Legion's numbers started to recover after Magnus's sacrifice, so it looks like he actually made a decent deal, or he understood Fey logic.
So a little bit of good.
Oh yeah, the Legion was able to use their... How do I say? They started to be able to use their gifts with the knowledge from Prospero, because they were masters at this shit. Were actually able to revert the flesh change to the point where the Legion was reconsidered combat effective with only a few years. So it managed to recover from 1,000 active brothers to about a minimum of 5,000 within a span of 2-3 years. And under Magnus, the Legion was incredibly effective. Their losses were almost negligible 90% of the time. Modus operandi was not even questioned by even the most hated, those who hate Psykers the most, because Magnus is so damn effective. Worlds would fall left, right, and goddamn center to Magnus. And it only started till later with the introduction of another jackass. Carry on. I'm sorry, Nurgle got to me. That people started voicing their dissent with the so-called Psyker Legions. They were allowed to exist and be a part of the Emperor's righteous Great Crusade. Yeah, fucking Mortarion. Anyway, eventually this resulted after many a campaign.
Bob, it seems like you have favorites.
Yeah, Mortarion isn't one of them. Because he's a hypocrite and a jackass. And I very much enjoy the Khan's shit-talking of the poor man. And before this great council at Nicaea, they worked beside Leman Russ's Legion.
Now, wasn't that the thing that, like, they had, like, a big meeting and said, okay, no more warp fuckery?
Well, the Emperor put it to a vote. And suffice to say, certain jackasses made it purposely difficult for others to come and cast a vote in favor.
Oh, so there's some shenanigans there, then.
Yeah, Mortarion being a vote-cheating bastard. And when the final vote was cast... Oh, and another one who casted his vote against. Can you guess who?
Leman Russ?
Well, obviously Russ. But the fucking Lion. Remember that in the first episode where we talked got all the hate from the Lionel Johnson fanboys? And I should say dick suckers, but anyway.
I'll say we got we all got a lot of people that liked our Dark Angel episode.
Yeah, we got a lot of hate for that.
We got Dark Angel hate, and I think I think I know why now.
Because they're hypocrites and they are basically overused. I get to be an asshole because I'm a rogue and I'm chaotic evil. Yeah, people. Yeah, I'll do it again. I'll do it again, motherfuckers. Go ahead, downvote it. See if I care. Just because you booed doesn't make me wrong.
Dark Angels, yeah. Heretic scum.
Exactly, Cicero. Exactly. But Anyway, before I go on to another tangent about a group of hypocritical jackasses who have multiple times almost ruined everything for everyone, really had to give those guns to Perturabo, didn't you, or Lion, didn't you? Fucking jackass. Anyway, the rumors started spreading. After that, Magnus actually swore to abide by the council. And Magnus actually banned the use of sorcery in the Legion.
So we ban sorcery.
In public.
There's the butt.
In public.
The best thing you can do to a Dark Angels army, sell them at half price to your friends who can't paint good and will butcher those models. Mwahaha.
Cicero, the Codex Astartes, approves this action. But then came the word bears ruining everything for everybody. And even after that, Magnus would do stupid shit. Like, he tried to commission Perturabo to make a compass that would work within the warp.
A warp compass?
Yes, it was actually able to swarm the passage of the winds of the warp. But not for a ship. You know what Perturabo did? He did the most un-Perturabo thing. He actually had a talk with Magnus and told him why he wasn't getting it. He explained his decision of, you swore to father you weren't going to be doing this. This is dangerous, Magnus. You said it yourself. Yes, but Perturabo, I am an expert. You know what Perturabo did at that exact moment? He put delicate device on the table, and he smashed it with a fucking thunder hammer.
And he smashed it.
Right in front of Magnus' face. I'm doing this for your own good, Magnus. Because Perturabo and Magnus were one of the few that actually get along. Because Perturabo loved those with knowledge. And Magnus was a nerd.
I'm doing this for your own good.
Just don't call him a nerd in front of Perturabo. You might get your ass beat like all the other Chaos Primarchs.
Those two still get along to this day?
They haven't seen each other, I don't think, in 10,000 years. But if I had to guess, yes. Yes, Perturabo, all his crazy designs, Magnus using psychic powers could produce them in such finite ability that they would work exactly as Perturabo would describe them. There's only one other person that could do this, and we'll talk about the Jolly Game Giant on the 18th Legions episode. The good old Salamanders. But back to where we were, which was the fucking word bears ruining everything again. And the fall of Prospero. Basically, when Erebus got Horus stabbed with a magical device known as an anathane, Horus was dying. They took him to a Chaos Temple to heal him. Magnus stepped into this ritual and told Horus, listen, he's trying to turn you against us. And you know what the only thing Horus cared about was?
The fact that Magnus used psychic powers?
Yes. Shit writing at the hands of a buck again. No, oh, thank you, brother. You've come to make sure, even at the risk of your own legion and yourself at your word, you came to make sure I'm okay. It was, Magnus, what are you doing? This is wrong. You've done nothing. Wrong.
Magnus, I'm too busy for your warnings and great sense of saving me and everything. When you know Father said they're not allowed to do this, I'm telling Dad. Can't you see I'm busy dying here?
Mind you, Horus about just walked away and chose to die that whole time because he was getting ready to smash them both in the head. Which I can't remember the quote, but it was something along the lines to Erebus, you had something to do with this. And Erebus blinked like, I'm about to get smited. With Magnus.
Oh, God.
You did not come here on the sense of saving me. But at the back of your head, you thought this would be a way for me to overturn the Council of Nicaea. So even now, Magnus was playing politics with his brother's life. That's why Horus was pissed.
Look how useful the warp can be, Horus. Come on.
Fucking Magnus. As Horus is fucking dying of poison, you fucking dick. So, you want to know what happened next? After Magnus's failed attempt to save Horus from falling to chaos, right? He
Fucking Horus!
The palace to warn fucking Horus.
I had to play it. I forgot. I finally got that sound bite in there.
To warn the Emperor, he couldn't do it. Because, in fact, there's this massive fuck-off psychic wall of power blocking him from getting anywhere near Terra. And Magnus didn't know why. And then he met a friendly warp entity.
A friendly warp entity, he says.
There's no such thing.
And, entity offered to give Magnus the power to breach this gate and warn his father. Mind you, once again, this is another one of those circumstances where his own adoptive father, Aemon, would have said, son, this is a deal too good to be true. There's some bullshit involved with this. He's trying to hand you chocolate, but it smells like shit, lad. And Magnus, of course, did nothing wrong. And he took the deal. The warp entity did hold up his end of the bargain. It did allow him the power to breach the psychic defenses and reach his father. The problem was the hole wasn't sealed behind him. Can you guess what that psychic wall was protecting, Kyle? I'll give you 3 guesses.
I'm gonna assume that this was the psychic wall that he busted through. He went right into the golden throne room that he was trying to create the barrier to stop all the warp demon shenanigans from getting inside Terra and the golden palace, golden throne.
Cicero, yes. Imagine your dad is repairing his most precious fishing rod. You step in the door with your boots and it's all fast. What? Off on the flooded together and all the fishing lines tangling. Cicero, I think I had a stroke reading that. Let me try that again.
It falls on the floor and then all the fucking lines get tangled together and shit.
Okay,
Yeah, you open the door with your boot and it falls on the floor together with all the fishing lines tangling. It falls on the floor, breaks, and the fishing line tangles everywhere. That's exactly what I think I was trying to say.
Yeah. He means he kicked it, opened the door, your dad dropped everything. Got it. Anyway, but yeah, can you guess what that was protecting, Kyle? It wasn't the Golden Throne itself.
Well, that's all I know is he was working on some project.
The Webway project.
Where he wanted to like have fast light travel without the warp.
Yes, the Webway project.
So
Do you see the problem?
He can't finish that when he's got all these demons flying into the place.
The entirety of the warp pulling through a gateway onto Terra. Which ties up the Emperor's Legion into dealing with it the whole time.
Banana Man.
The Golden Legion. But yeah, and then he gets through and he basically gets, Father, I have, and the only thing he heard was Magnus. And
I'm
was
in
cast.
trouble.
Oh yeah. Like in Heroes 3, New Week. Yes, that one I know, Cicero. There's fucking too many. And
what?
Magnus
What's that?
led Heroes 3. It's a great game. Or Heroes 4. Great game either way. Magnus fled back to Prospero. Ems sent Russ, and the original quote was, to get Magnus. Because the original plan was not to kill Magnus, not to beat his ass, it was to get his stupid son to help fix what he broke. You know what the problem was?
Horus intercepted that message.
No,
Or
he
changed it.
changed it. He said updated order saying Russ's job was to kill Magnus and destroy the Thousand Sons because they're the only ones that could now ruin Horus's plans if they stayed loyal. And can you guess what Magnus did?
Magnus, like, did he, like, accept his penance and be like, alright, well, I'll just let him come in and get me?
No. Magnus locked himself in his room and sat there and did nothing but sulk.
Yeah. Well,
And he sent away his space fleet, so there was no fleet to protect Prospero, right? He didn't tell his sons anything. In fact, he hid Russ's fleet from them using his own psychic powers. Because he believed, okay, I failed, I'll die. Didn't say shit to anybody, right? This whole time, Russ is going, Magnus, pick up the phone. Magnus! I don't care what Horus says, Magnus. Pick up the fucking phone. For 3 days. He tried to get, orphan disease.
orphan disease.
And that whole time he's sitting there, he has to deal with the Constantinian Balder and the other custodians. Like, exact quote was, the orders of the Emperor cannot be changed, not even by you, Russ. And mind you, this is Constantinian fucking Valdor. A custodian so badass it is stated he could go toe-to-toe with any of the Primarchs. Russ just looks at him, basically gives him the skank eye and tells, basically with the eye look of shut the fuck up, I'm trying to have a conversation here.
I'm on the phone, damn it.
Yeah, shut the fuck up, I'm on the phone.
I'm making mac and cheese here.
And Magnus wouldn't pick up the goddamn phone. So Russ had to finally buy into the truth. Oh, Magnus betrayed father. Fuck. Oh, I guess I go kill another. And he dropped down and had basically put Prospero to the torch. And this is where we start seeing the splitting of the Legion between two individuals. Magnus, who eventually did join in saving his sons.
Eventually.
And Isaac Araman, the first captain, who led a actually somewhat decent defense of Prospero, but against the fucking Primarch.
Yeah, there's only so much you can do.
Yeah, and he actually... I tried, my brother. He refuses me, so now it's time for violence. Exactly. And it wasn't like he tried once, twice, 3 times. How angry would you be, Cicero, if you got locked outside the house for, say, 6 hours while you know your brother's inside and you just won't pick up the goddamn phone?
just won't answer the door.
Just won't answer the note.
You can see him peeking through the blinds.
When you got into that goddamn thing, I bet you money. I bet you my dollar. Exactly. And Russ did the same. Except the brick had 2 axe blades on it.
I know you're there, damn it!
You motherfucker.
Me in the fucking house.
Answer the fucking door.
And the Thousand Sons were only saved from annihilation when they managed to use a spell to actually suck themselves into the warp. Because Magnus did try to go toe-to-toe with Russ. He actually succeeded in killing one of Russ's wolves, the good boys, and he punched one of Russ's hearts out. You want to know what the problem was?
Got more than one.
He got baned.
Yeah, he picked Magnus up, beat the shit out of him, and he broke Magnus's spine over his knee.
Oh, we got the Batman.
And also, by the way, when he did that, he hit him so hard over his knee, it shattered his
Shattered
soul.
his soul.
Brokeback Batman.
I will now
Back
send
Batman
in.
and soulless. He became a ginger.
He truly is the Red.
I will now send a picture into the shameless plug general to show a picture of what Russ did to Magnus. Ow!
I just kicked my chair.
Folded his ass over his knee. And they were sucked into the warp. Now, I'm going to skip over a lot of the events in the Heresy, but we know how it ends. Simply because there are a lot of good books that cover this. And I actually want you guys to go read them. Not ruining so much, Magnus eventually joins with Chaos. And during the, how should I say this? The 32nd millennium, they, how do I say this? They basically took vengeance after Lehman left. And started raiding worlds around Fenris in an attempt to kill. They managed to kill basically one of the what the fuck? Let me rephrase this. Basically, what happened was they basically lured the Space Wolves away from Fenris, and then they attacked Fenris. It became so desperate they woke up Bjorn the Fell-Handed, who, falling in tradition, folded Magnus like a goddamn... folded him over his knee again.
He just can't get any luck with that back of his, huh?
Imagine a Dreadnought kicking your ass. I don't think he had any luck to get me in. Mind you, it did cost the end of the... How do I say this? The Space Wolves the Space Wolves Chapter Master was killed in the event. And then it happened. The flesh change returned. And it was getting fucking bad. Because now they were in the warp all the time. Led to an attempt by Ahriman to try to stop it. And he started creating a spell. Which would be later known as the Rubric. He gathered the most powerful of his sorcerers and began casting it. And believe it or not, as much as Magnus's little crotch gobblers would like to say it was going to be fucked up, it was actually, the quote, one of the Harlequins who mocked him. How does it feel to know that your greatest success was stolen by your father? Because Magnus burst in the last second and killed several of them, which caused the spell to go awry. Everybody who was not considered a full-blown sorcerer in the Legion, Kyle, became kitty litter.
That's the whole, like, they're afraid of vacuum memes.
Yep. They basically, their souls were bound to their armors and their bodies became ash. And for once, Magnus got to say somebody's name in an angry tone instead of being yelled at in an angry tone. And he banished Ahriman.
Oh, he banished him.
Yeah, completely told him on the pain of death, if he ever returned, it would be his soul. And so Ahriman left. And began, for a while, he sat around moping because he's like, God damn it, I fucked it up and all that shit. And eventually, other Thousand Sons came looking to kill Ahriman because they believed he fucked it up. You know what the problem was with the Rubric, though? All the sorcerers got stronger. Ahriman was already an incredibly powerful psyker.
So he got juiced.
After the Rubric, he was able to be on toe-to-toe with Magnus. So can you guess what happened to the idiot sorcerers that went after him?
They didn't make it.
Nope. To the point where then Iron Man set out with trying to find the Black Library, the mystical craft world in the webway that holds all the knowledge of the Eldar, in an attempt to reverse the rubric and to save his legion. And current events, something funny happened.
Uh-oh.
You know, have you ever read any of the Gathering Storm books, Kyle?
No.
Well, after the Cadia got blown up, Cadia stands.
Oh, great Krieger of the Lake, what is thy wisdom? Katie is gone, get over it.
Katie stands.
I'm sorry, Krieger, I didn't hear your world at least my world never tried to rebel against the Emperor. Go die in another suicide charge. Anyway, after that, basically as Urain and as I like to call them, the immigrants from Cadia started trying to get to Ultramar, they ran into Iron Man in the webway. Mind you, at this point, and just to show how powerful the Thousand Suns are as a threat, at this time, this war post consisted of 2 knights, right? A Black Templar crusading force, Saint Celestine, a Inquisitor Greyfax,
Uh-oh. Those two put together, uh-oh.
Urain, a Avatar of the God of Death, and her current bodyguard. I can't remember his name. The Fizzark?
I think it's Fizzark, yeah.
And Iron Man was kicking the shit out of everybody in an attempt to capture Urain, to use her psychic powers. Oh, and the cat. I can't forget the cat.
You can't forget the cat.
You mousers. Anyway, that whole time, as he's getting closer, like, what is it? He's staring at me menacingly. And he's getting closer. Urain has a very bright idea. She looks at 2 of the rubrics and undoes the spell. So, I don't know about you, Kyle, but imagine you have no feeling in yourself. You sat down, and you have no feeling in your legs, right? After a while, you try to stand up.
Okay.
Now imagine that after 10,000 years and everywhere.
Oh, God.
And the last thing you remember is the same brother who's now wearing a very, very funny helmet.
A very funny helmet.
And they literally go, Captain or Chief Librarian Ahriman, you know what Urain then does, using one of the crone swords? Cuts a hole in the webway, which leads right into the warp and kicks them through it.
Kicks them through into the warp?
Yep, so it gives Iron Man a choice. Go after your returned brothers or keep coming at me. Iron Man looks at her, casts a tomb bolt, and jumps into the warp after his brothers. And that's current events. We also have the burning of the scouring of Fenris, where they tried once again to attack Fenris, only to get their asses beat by the Space Wolves again. The Dark Angels are also involved with that, with partially destroying Fenris for some reason, because they're fucking idiots. Anyway.
Isn't it because they're heretics?
Yes. And they somehow got tricked by the changer of the changeling. Which I'll admit, it's also shitty writing, because the Dark Angels have Watchers in the Dark, which are basically wandering little psychic gnolls. And that's what they've been currently up to. Any questions?
I don't really know much about Thousand Suns at all. I never knew really about the background or anything. Like, I didn't realize that, like, Armin and Magnus didn't like each other. So, I learned some shit today.
Let's say, yeah. Magnus really was one of those things that he tried to do right, but he just kept doing stupid shit.
Right. He tried so hard.
He wasn't like evil. He wasn't trying to be a bad guy. It's just he just got fucked one too many times, and then eventually just said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm done.
Reduced lube. And even funnier, eventually he finds out who actually changed the order. That the Emperor's original order wasn't to kill the Thousand Sons. He still sided with that asshole.
He does end up finding out, though?
Yes. During or before the Siege of Terra.
Okay.
Who was it?
Force. Chaos possessed force. Fucking Muppet. Anyway, we forgot to skip over the funny bit. The war bands. Are you
Oh,
ready,
yay!
Kyle?
The crazy names of all this
Oh.
shit. Alan's favorite part.
The Blades of Magnus. The Brotherhood. Dust. That one's thematic. The Brotherhood. The Brothers of Retaliation. The Crimson Sons. The Crystal Harbingers. Jesus Christ. The Grand Order of Hermetic Blades. The Kindled Spirits. Nerds. Mind Eaters. The Prodigal Sons. The Prism of Fate. The Reflected Ones. The Sect of the Red Echo. The Secti Prosperine. The Silver Suns. The Six Cursed. The Thralls of Magnus. The Tuscan Host. The Warband of Saganoff and the Warp Geist.
That didn't sound like a lot.
No, because they've been getting their ass kicked this entire time.
I was like, because normally when you're like, oh, okay, it's time for names, I'm like, all right, here goes 20 minutes.
Now for funny naming schematics. Can you guess, what would you think Magnus would name his armor that has the tit horns?
The tit horns.
Tit
And
horns?
just the horned one.
Horny.
The Horned Remnant. He also had a sword named the Blade of Ahanara. Fucking nerd. Arcane Litanies and Psychic Sepulchre, aka a psychic handgun.
Psychic handgun.
The Sci-Fi Sepulchre, a handgun of prodigious size, sending Conjurer to his grasp at need. It was a plasma gun. It was a psychically conjured plasma gun.
Nice.
He still wears that, and he renamed the Blade of Anahata to the Blade of Magnus. And he has a new nice crown named the Crown of the Crimson King, because fucking nerd, of course he does.
The Blade of Magnus, he renamed his sword.
Yes, he went from taking it to something spooky like the Blade of Ahanara to the Blade of Magnus, because GW.
I'm special. We're gonna name it after me.
Now, talking about the Legion's armory, the Thousand Sons are incredibly effective against other foes because they actually use what's known as infernal weapons, which fire basically psychic ammunition that holds warp fire. So it's a bit of a problem. They have ether fire cannons. They even had a special destructive weapon known as Asphex shells, was tainted with psychoreactive toxins that were originally developed on Prospero to develop against. Here they are, the picture of the bugs. Kyle, I want you to take a picture. I want you to see this. It will be in the shameless plug.
You got a picture of the bugs?
The giant psychic wasps.
Oh, I remember you talking about that. Okay.
That.
Sorry about that.
Take a look at that, Kyle. Tell me what you think.
Yeah, that just looks fucking lovely. That's some good nightmare fuel.
Now imagine a world filled with that. That was Prospero.
Reminds me of those ones that fly around in that Gladius game.
Yes, that's exactly what they are. And funny enough, they actually are almost no threat to Psychers because they can't see them.
Psychers can't see them?
Or they can't see non-Psychers. They'll still kill you. They'll still eat you.
Okay.
But they will psychically infest a Psyker. Can you guess what that means, Kyle?
I don't want to know.
You remember that type of wasp that will jab a spider and lays its eggs inside them as it's alive?
Yep.
Now imagine that with a psyker.
Oh God.
Yeah, fun times.
Yes.
Here's another picture of the ugly bastard. A different strain of them, because they're all weird, ugly-looking motherfuckers. They don't make enough phosphex to kill them all. Here's another one, Kyle.
Yeah, giant wasp. Not something on my fun list.
And I will now go over the life cycle. A grub. They're typically about a meter long. That's the grub. They're a meter fucking long.
A meter
grub.
long.
How about no?
Brother, get the
We
bug
just-
spray. The heavy bug spray.
They don't make enough. Basically, they're unsettling to behold, as if their emotions are out of sync with reality they respond into. Thank fuck. The few beings that can stomach their presence for long, clutches of Saranam gloves, are more inclined to hide in some dark corner safe from aggressors. It takes a small amount of time for the grubs to mature into being full grown, and they are extremely vulnerable to aggressors until that time. AKA, if you see a grub, smash it with a stick. Now we have the drones. The majority of them are the drone size, which are about 2.5 meters long.
2.5 meters?
For context, that's 7 feet.
I was say that's like 7 feet. Yeah.
Capable of swift movement, extremely strong and resilient. They're also innately psychic and venomous. This is dangerous to psychers and non-psychers alike. The stingers can pierce any armor wrought by man or demon.
Or
Heard that right.
demon.
Or demon. Because they will feed on demons as well.
Jesus.
Yes, even in 40K, wasps are so angry they hunt demons. And in significant numbers, they can even overwhelm space marines. They will infest space hulks. They will cluster in vast caverns and under abandoned vaults, emerging to hunt periodically. The sound of their droning flight has been known to infect the minds of humans and drive them to madness. It also heralds the hunting swarms. And there's only one less class left. Can you guess what it is, Kyle?
I'm gonna guess it's like the adult fuck you class.
Yes, it's the queen. Thankfully rare, it is christened by the biologians of the Death Watch that the breeds have titled queens requiring special conditions to create. Circumstances necessary for a grub to become a queen instead of a drone have never been replicated. Thank fuck. However, the few rare times that has been encountered aboard a space aboard the space hulk Mortis Fuel, they're extremely dangerous, not only for their enormous size and ferocious manner, but their ability to spread their vile brood across the stars. Large, bloated, potently psychic, and extremely strong and resilient. They are a deadly foe, a creature that only the mightiest and most resilient warriors can hope to combat. For not even the mighty plate of the Terminator armor is proof against them.
And Prospero was full of these fucks.
Yes.
Well, damn.
Oi.
Oy vey, indeed. And yeah, fun times, right, boys? That was on.
Yeah, no.
And they make they make shells. They make a poison, a weapon of mass destruction from their venom.
Forget the spray, get the necrovirus.
When in doubt, get the phosphex.
God damn.
Need to burn everything down.
And it's gone.
And it's gone. And that's luckily. Also, a little bit of a quote, a little bit of a fun little fact, Kyle, from Azek Araman. There is a loyalist chapter of Thousand Sons.
There's a loyalist chapter still?
Yes. Another chapter from certain games we have known and played that also spawns an incredibly large amount of psychers. Can you guess their names? Their name?
No.
Hey, I'll give a little hint. Madness was known for stealing shit when it was psychically charged from anything and everyone.
Oh god, he's saying no, not those. Oh god, Cicero.
Yes, Cicero.
Dawn of War shenanigans. I haven't played Dawn of War in so long.
The Blood Ravens are,
Unless-
to quote Magnus, or the quote Ozek Aramen, are the brothers of the Legion.
So the whole, like, you always call them magpies and stuff. Don't that's the they're
Blood
Thousand
Raven.
Sons.
Mhm.
Yes, their gene seed is not of the blood of the angel, as much as Alan likes to crack the joke of,
I didn't know
Because-
that.
because it pissed the Blood Angels off so often that they got the DNA check.
Huh.
But yes, Magnus and the Thousand Sons too also had a habit of stealing shit. Well, my bad. Strategically,
Strategically transport equipment to an alternate location.
yes, that.
Reacquiring.
They would do that a lot. So the Thousand Sons are actually the only remaining, well, I shouldn't say well known, because if the Inquisition found out, they'd probably be fucked. Yes, they were doing the British Empire. They were stealing, instead of spices, it's relics. It's not like they ever used the cocksucking things.
Oh god, I tangent, but I actually kind of broke Bob not too long ago. Fun fact: do you want to know what the British called spices?
Like-
Everything that's foreign. Sandalwood, that's a spice. Silk, that's a spice. Mangoes, pineapples, oranges, those are spices. Bananas, spice.
That's a spicy banana.
Yeah, everything was a spice to them that was not British. There you go, little fun fact for you guys.
So if it wasn't local, it's a spice.
Yes.
It's their way of calling it exotic.
Yeah,
Fucking
kind of.
British people. Oh yeah. Any questions about the good old pretty spice? Yeah.
Pretty women. Spice.
No, I believe the term is spicy.
Dentist. Spice.
Oh, sorry I wasn't talking too much. It's just like my voice is still recovering.
Yeah, good old Nurgle boy.
Jesus Christ, Cicero. And we're worried about getting banned.
I think not a
Those are so-
monarch also.
Where your queen at?
Ugh.
Now, Cicero, do you have a license to crack those jokes? Alan, do you have a permit for that?
Oi, where's your TV license?
Where's your TV license?
Fucking
Where's your
idiot.
walking permit?
Here we go, making fun of the British. The French got it, now we gotta give the British one.
Everyone needs a turn.
I live in the Midview, we be Slavic brutes. No, I do believe you are winged Husarians.
The winged hussars arrived.
Or as I'd like to crack the joke of, everybody for some reason doesn't like that section of the world in particular. For some unknown fucking reason that even I don't know.
Oh, I love Sabaton. Me and Kyle
Germany.
saw him live. So
It was great because we saw him live at the Fox Theater. And for those of you who haven't been to Detroit and don't know about the Fox Theater, the Fox Theater is very ornate, like old school looking, like opera house, where like it's mosaic like art on the ceiling and all these fancy marble pillars and statues of golden lions and shit. Like it looks really fucking ornate, like old school opera ornate. And
You wouldn't know you were in Detroit.
You
if
wouldn't
you
know
were
you're
there.
in Detroit. Let's put it that way. And Sabaton played there, and after the first two songs, he's like, "I will say this: I've never played at a concert as fancy as this."
Everyone went wild.
It was hilarious.
I think we saw Sabaton, and who else was playing again, Kyle?
Sabaton and Judas Priest.
Yeah, Sabaton wasn't even the headliner. They were opening. It was kind of funny is we went in there, saw Sabaton, and then we left.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, you know what? With the crowds and everything, let's just get out of here.
Yeah, we didn't really care about Judas Priest. We just wanted to see Sabaton.
I do like me some Judas Priest, though.
And poor Bob was working, so he couldn't show up.
It was me, you, and Orc Boy Bao.
And Bao fell asleep.
Yeah.
I was
Well,
sad about that. I really
yeah.
fucking was.
But yeah,
You know what happened the year after?
oh, you bought tickets and then COVID.
No, I got front row tickets for stupid cheap for you, me, Kyle, and I want to say I had one for Jerry and Bao. And I was gonna invite you fuckers, and then COVID hit, and no refunds.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, I was upsetty spaghetti.
I could definitely imagine. I would be.
Alan, what was my words again? Those sucking thieves. I had to go down there and show them what it looks like when a white person gets angry.
Yeah, that was your exact words, and I was like, Jesus Christ, bah. Shoosh.
Mind you, this is right after a certain event. I'll let you guess which one.
There's been many.
There's been a couple.
Oh. Well, you got anything else planned today? No? Okay. I'll shut the fuck up.
I do have a quote. I want to see if Kyle can guess who says it, since he already knows what Legion is next week. Are you ready, Kyle?
Sure. I think I might know what's next week. I'm not positive. I think I know.
You don't know?
I don't even know what number we're on, Legion-wise.
Legio 16 is next.
16's next? Okay.
Lupercal.
Okay, yep, I know. Hold on.
Stand by.
Hold on. Got it.
Fucking Horus!
Fucking Horus.
Oh. Crack.
So, are you ready for your
neck.
quote?
Yeah.
I thought the Luna Wolves were supposed to be the most aggressive of us all. That's how you'd like the other legions to think of you, isn't it? The most feared of mankind's warrior classes? Our reputation speaks for itself, sir. So it's somebody trying to talk shit and getting back talked immediately.
So someone talking shit to the I don't know if it was Luna Wolves at the time, and then them talking back.
Can you guess who says that? It's in the first book.
You know what's funny is I read the first chapter of the first book.
You need to read more.
I've got the first chapter down so far. I don't know. I'm gonna guess it's one of the boys. For shits and giggles, I'm gonna go with Ben.
Nope. That
Okay.
was first Captain Sigismund.
Sigismund. Isn't Sigismund a
That-
Black Templar guy?
Yeah, that's Sigismund trying to shit talk Garviel Loken.
Okay.
And then Loken's reply, our reputation.
Okay,
speaks
Loken.
for itself.
I've heard that name. I've heard that name.
You will hear it many a more time before the crusade is done.
He's one of the captains. They got like all the different little companies. He's one of the captains, I think.
Not just he's the captain of the 10th, but he carries a much more powerful role.
Okay.
And we probably won't get a chance to talk about it because this is probably going to be a two-parter.
Do a two-parter on this one.
There's not going to be a choice. You're gonna have to cover pre-heresy and then post-heresy because there's so much shit. Yep, the main character of the first 3 novels, Cicero, Garvio Loken, captain of the 10th Company and member of the Morval, the governing body of the Legion.
Well, I mean, if it's fucking Horus's thing is a big one. So I mean, if we gotta do a two-parter, so be it.
We might just have to do a 3-er, one on 2 parts for the Legion, one for Horus alone.
Now, when we get all these legions done, what's our planning there? Are we gonna do the Emperor, then like the heresy and like the unification and all that?
Well, we'll leave it to you. Oh, great tech priest, or oh, great robot man. I have to keep talking with to keep an idiot tech priest alive in a corner.
Or are we gonna go do some Xenos and then to the?
Let's see. Cicero wants Craft World or Orc Clans. I will definitely do Orc Clans. I like the Orc Clans.
And
I don't think we did the actual Orc Clans. We just did straight up Orcs, I think.
Yeah, we're just talking about the Orcs.
We had Bao with us on that one.
Well, we could talk about the craft world as Jesus Christ. That I need. We'd have to do one for each craft world. That's how much stupid shit they're up to. Some of them just want to be left the hell alone. In fact, I do believe there's one in Ultramar.
League of Volton.
League. There isn't much to talk about yet because they still haven't decided on their lore.
Yeah, they're still working on their lore. All I know is that they have Rubits, and they're all clones.
And they're cloned.
Opt out. Just couldn't have a grace of midgets again.
Oh, the bugs ate them all, man.
Bastards.
So, emergency clone operation. Clone everybody.
You just couldn't let me have my space dwarfs. You just had to make them space clones.
Yep.
It's going in the book.
Warhammer 40k, Revenge of the Squats.
They have the SDC for a perfect toaster. All right, I'm calling it Crusade.
With what legs?
Motherfucker. I can walk somewhat. Just gotta do handstands. Okay?
Every time he starts to wander away, I gotta grab him by the hood and pull him back in the corner.
I have
But
tried.
yeah, that's going to be a hell of an episode. In fact, we might have a special guest on.
Ooh.
Our good old Dark Legionnaire who likes to creep in the chat every once in a while.
There's also another idea that I really want to do. I think we should probably do it probably next week. I really want to try doing it. I want to get Mrs. Magos on here, and want to have us paint a mini, and she has to try and guess who it is.
I got this. This is a special character.
Hang on, hang on, I'm in the middle of an ad.
Oh God, what the fuck are you doing in an ad?
What the fuck are you doing, Alan?
I don't know. I'm in mod view, and it's still making me watch ads.
Oh, stupidity is that.
Suffer.
Alan's thought process at the moment.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, but I got.
But yeah,
this.
pretty much. Kyle
I got
paints
this
a
boy.
mini. We talked the lore.
Or
about
I don't.
it.
You guys probably don't know the lore of the Lucian Starstriders, but I got this chick.
Wait, they're making a Last of Us movie series?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure there was a series. Yeah.
They're
No, but-
doing a series for it right now. They casted, I'm not sure if you ever watched Game of Thrones.
Hey. I'm still in talks with HBO. Okay, so let's not mention anything. Shit, I said HBO. Shit, I said it twice.
Very funny, Kyle. Very funny.
No, I'm being
The
serious.
guy-
I'm working on a sponsorship.
You fucking. Okay,
Yeah.
shameless plug, HBO.
Yeah, there we go. There's one. There's one. There's a free one. You know, we'll
There's
do
a
more.
couple free ones. Oh.
Anyway, but the guy who played Oberyn Martell in the Game of Thrones is the guy that casted for Joel.
Oh, okay.
Which
I like
I
that
like-
guy.
he looks like him, but he's gonna have to change his voice slightly. But I'm actually interested. I'm curious. I'm
Oh,
hoping
he's
they
an
do this
actor. I'm
right.
sure he can do that with his voice and shit.
Well, he'd have to match Joel's voice. He'd have to throw it pretty damn deep. But I'm actually hopeful for the first time in a while.
Guys hitting the bed. If there's still a spot between the wife and the 3 cats. Aw.
The
Now,
security
Cicero.
cameras.
Cicero, if you have to, you just gotta stick your arms down between them and throw the wife out of the bed and sleep with the cats.
Okay, because you have better luck getting her to move than the cats.
Have a good night, Cicero. It was a joy to have you in here.
Yeah, it's
It's
good.
probably
Good seeing you,
college,
Cicero.
I might want to go to bed here soon too. Be honest.
I have a couch and a dog.
No, buddy.
Have a good night.
Oh, all the best this new year. Yes, you too, and another new year. Get some models done. I'd like to get all the Kill Team stuff done this year, if that'd be possible.
Maybe.
He won't.
Oh, I literally just got an email about the fucking sponsorships too. It just popped up.
I hope they didn't see all that shit.
Wow, now. That's funny.
Concern. Even Gilliman's throwing a concern. But
Oh.
as always, it has to be ended only in one way.
You must exterminate the chat.
In fealty of the God Emperor, our undying Lord, and by the grace of the Golden
Shall we
Throne,
find someone to
I
raid?
declare Exterminatus.
Yeah. Let's see. We'll try to write another Warhammer person.
I think we should probably raid someone who does Darktide.
You want to do a Darktide raid?
Yeah, Darktide raid.
And hopefully we'll get them to spawn the random demon attack.
Do it.
That was hilarious. Turn your shit down now. Who was that to again? I cannot remember, but goddamn was it funny.
I don't know, but it was great watching someone to get fucked. Just destroyed by a random demon.
Not very nice.
I should do another Darktide stream though.
Yeah, we'll have to do another Darktide one.
Also, I will say though, for like the next 2 days, I will not be free though. It is actually me and Mrs. Magos's 3rd year anniversary. So
3
I will be
years,
busy.
Okay.
Yeah, we've been dating for 3 years. I know you doubt that she exists.
Yeah, most of us do. You do Warhammer, okay?
I know I do Warhammer. I shouldn't have a woman.
Also, the fact that she somehow bought you models and enjoys your hobby also leads to suspicions.
Okay, well, here's somebody. Oh, boy, oh boy! Trying to find shit is annoying.
Yeah,
on
bought
this.
me an engine seer. Bought me a Skitarii Marshal. Bought me a Magos Dominus. Skitarii robots.
Comment about why we're concerned.
And Skitarii and Skitarii Rangers.
Oh, that's it. You got a lot of models, so I think we can finally do the 1,000-point game.
Oh yeah, and then Kyle bought me the elimination maniple. All right, everybody. So I'll see you all. Hope you enjoyed our episode on nerds.
The attack of the nerds.
Well, everybody, thanks for stopping by. We hope to see you again. Leave a follow. Stop by again every Monday, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Yeah.
Hopefully next time we'll be a bit more lively because we aren't recovering from the sweet embrace of Nurgle.
Fucking Horus! Next time. Next week.
FBI, open
I think I messed it up.
Effing hours.
Yep, I'm okay.
Horus.
There we go.
Fucking Horus!
There it is. All right, everybody. I want to thank you all for stopping by. Hope you have a good night. We hope to see you again. Leave a follow, subscribe, follow Discord, all that fun stuff. Yeah. Have a good night, y'all.
Night, everybody.
Peace.